And I watched both games by myself. I didn't want to be interrupted. I didn't care. Because my family was like, you're going to watch the game. I said, yeah, by myself. They're like, wait, what do you mean by yourself? I said, by myself. There might be some animals there, but that's it. I just didn't want to answer anything. And my cats and dogs don't ask any questions anymore. I mean, they've tried, but they don't. I shut them down right away. But by myself, sat there, had a cigar for both games, had a couple of beverages, had a little tequila, and I just sat there and I just watched it. And yeah, sometimes. Well, Patriots were underdogs, so yeah, I had all the animals there with me. I was Dr. Doolittle. Is that who Dr. Doolittle? Did he have all those animals, McLevin?
Yeah, and then there was an Eddie Murphy version, too.
Okay. Yeah, Paul.
But what do you do when something wild happens? Do you want to jump up and you want to react?
No, I didn't even respond to text messages from Fritzy. Because Fritzy's trying to book guests in the first half of the Rams-Saints game. And I just finally said, Fritzy, take me off the text thread. I don't want to be part of this. And then he's telling me, Jared Goff's looking younger and inexperienced. I'm like, stop. He's telling me, hey, I got a couple of Saints analysts to book. And he said, stop. And I knew I was cursed. And then in the Chiefs-Patriots game, he starts talking about, hey, Tommy Curran, do we get Tom Curran on? Scott Zola. I said, let's wait till the game is over. Stop. And then I finally just put my phone to the side. I didn't care. I didn't want to hear about it. I just wanted to watch it and enjoy it. And I said, this is the best day of the year in the NFL because of the magnitude of the games, the outcomes, the results, and what it means. The Saints, another heartbreaking loss. The Chiefs get there, but you got to kill the Patriots. And they left there. I don't think there was anybody who watched that game and when Brady got the ball back, that he wasn't going to go down and score a touchdown, and when they got the ball in overtime. I just didn't, there's never a doubt. Now, sometimes you question some things, and I'm looking at Gronk and Edelman, and, they're not as good as they once were, but when you needed to make a play, they made a play, and Brady made some plays there. But, I think sometimes we look at the quarterbacks. I thought Jared Goff is not going to get enough appreciation after what he did. Second half, he made some plays. I thought the Saints looked predictable. I thought the offense was sluggish the last 6 weeks of the season. They had their opportunities. Horrible pass interference call that was not made. That could have been a defenseless wide receiver. Could have been helmet to helmet. And obviously, it was pass interference. D. Ford, offsides when they would have had an interception. There's just so many of those moments back and forth. I mean, I'm glad I'm not that invested as that's my team. Because I don't know if I could have sat there and watched it. But, if you're a Saints fan, it's just excruciating. Because if they call the pass interference, you're going to get the ball there, you're going to run out the clock, kick a field goal, and you're going to the Super Bowl. You're going to Atlanta. And if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, you couldn't get the offense started early. Belichick's game plan, keep Mahomes off the field as long as you can. But you had Brady, you got him. There was the controversial muff call, no call on Edelman. Like there were so many moments back and forth. Roughing the passer on Brady that shouldn't have been called. There's just so much there. That was fun to watch. And I feel for Saints fans and Chiefs fans. I do. But also, you can't put up a donut in the first half against the Patriots. So there's blame that goes around there. The Saints, you got to put them away. You were in the red zone. You're up 13-0. You got to put them away, and you didn't. And, to the credit of the Rams, the defense played really well and made plays when they needed to make plays. And you're going to need to make those plays up the middle against the Patriots. But we got a lot of time to talk about that Super Bowl matchup because this is really about poor officiating in the Saints game and the fact that the Chiefs, where were they in the first half, and that unbelievable fourth quarter between those two teams, and then you had overtime. We can talk about overtime, and do we think it's fair? We've talked about this before. If you get to overtime, then you deserve whatever fate you get. That's the way I look at it. Kansas City, you had your chance. It got to overtime. Brady got the ball game. The Saints were still hung up on that non-call. And I think they went into overtime still like, oh, woe is me, complaining about that. And the Rams did what they needed to do. Special teams, so important for the Rams. Fake punt, so important. The Rams kickers, Zerline, Greg the Leg, Hecker, they did a great job. And you had kickers who made big kicks. Pressure's on, trying to ice them. And you also got to see Brady, and it was unbelievable. Because you're going to cringe, and we talked about this on Friday. Like, you're going to go, oh, no, they're back. But they're back, but you're seeing something that is unbelievable. And you'll never see this again. I savored every moment of covering the Bulls with Michael Jordan because I wondered if I would ever see something like that again. And with Tom Brady, you're seeing something, whether you like him or not, whether you think the Patriots are cheaters, you don't like Belichick, all of this, you're seeing something that is unbelievable. And, we can forget about the refs just for a second. The throws that Brady made, those throws to Edelman and Gronk and Hogan, man, those are big time. Big time. Chiefs, one of the great sack teams, they didn't even get to Brady. But you had those moments where you go, this is just unbelievable football. And you finally got to see. I wanted Mahomes to show the world again, I am great. I can go toe-to-toe with Brady. The fact that Brady seeks out the opposing quarterback after the game. He goes into the locker room and he says, I need to see Patrick. Like, how cool is that? 41-year-old. He could be Mahomes' dad. And he says, I want to go in there and tell him what a great game. And I know what that losing that feels like. So there was so much there. I thought the Rams were going to go for it on 4th and 1. You got the coach and the franchise were all in this year. We're going to win the Super Bowl. We're bringing in all these guys. And it was 4th and 1. And I said, go for it. You got to kill Breeze. They played it safe. And I thought it's going to come back and haunt them. And they survived. I was just exhausted. I really was. And then I'm by myself with animals around me and nobody else. And then I said, I'm telling my wife, I said, God, it was so unbelievable. Yeah, it'd have been nice to talk to you about it. And I went, okay. Yeah. I had livestock in there. We had cats and dogs, chickens, roosters. That's who I watched the game with. And you know what? I wouldn't change it again. Yep. It sounded like Augusta there.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.